Alright, welcome to Orange Crystal Losers Round 3. This is Banjo versus Rosa. Banjo has the three most common decks, technically, Roy, Micaiah, and Vala. And Rosa has Roy, Lysynthia, and Obero. So yeah. Um, this is generally going to be a slower thing because we have both Vala and Lysynthia in the game, and hopefully they don't end up fighting each other, because that match will go on for a long time. Just because both are more slower play styles, and we'll just try and amass resources or cards in ways, and then just try and win that way. So, yeah. Alright, so we have Roy and Lysynthia. This is technically probably a bad matchup for Lysynthia, just because she can't amass cards in her hand because of darkness emblems going around. And that's generally the biggest, issue point. Right, did they not roll dice before? Guys. Guys and girl. You should know that you're supposed to roll your die before even drawing a hand. Come on, people. Whatever. Oh well. Okay, so we got Leaf Bond and Plumeria. Yeah, makes relative sense. Nothing too exciting. Leaf always the best bond for any yellow deck, pretty much. And we got the Roy hitting the Keat, turn 1. Come on, Banjo, you know you're gonna do it. Yeah, there you go. There's the dodge to stop the Roy from double Keating. But doesn't matter if this ends up hitting... oh, Darkness, there you go. Legitimately probably the best, like, some of the best turn 1 you could do for Roy. Causing your opponent to go minus, getting yourself up. Absolute highway robbery, as Roy likes to try and do. And there's the bond that we saw on the pseudo turn 1, so that means they drew the leaf, most likely. Plumeria, good option, gets rid of Faye, and makes it so that Roy has to deal with her if he's going to Zephyl on turn 5. Granted, you're probably not Zephieling on turn 5, so it doesn't overly matter. Oh, and that was just Leaf skill. So they're getting rid of dodges. Not liking that super much, because if they were to class change here and then immediately stack Lilina, that's not good. Oh, no main promo by the looks of it. That's, well, not much you can do about that, honestly. And it doesn't really matter too much, because as long as you can punch the Lysynthia, you're in a fine spot. So this Roy is actually pretty much just as good as main promo, funnily enough. Using Roy's skill to stack Lilina to draw a card. Nice. Are they going to use Loot skill here to cycle a bit? If they don't have main promo, get rid of a few cards. Okay. Odd that they're getting rid of a Manakete, considering that punches at 60 right now, and next turn would be main promo, or promotion plus Keat. So an odd choice to discard that, but probably is fine. Alright, we have Lysynthia going into main promo. Yeah. Getting rid of loot makes the most sense, except for the self. Yep, wouldn't mind seeing a crit, because loot is going to punch you back, so critting is just a dodge, a preemptive dodge in this situation. Alright. Yep, there you go, Rosa. I was just waiting on that delay. So at this point, Rosa should start flipping her brown bonds face down to start drawing cards. Always. Always a good thing to do. Alright, so bonding another Keat here. I hope you have another one, or at least another cost 1, because that Fae could have been useful here. Depending on what's in your hand, obviously there's some choice times when you don't do that, but hey, it could have just been a free, another beat stick that could hit, Lysynthia. But instead, we're just gonna start stack Darkness, which, yeah, it's fine. Oh, until they Rainbow Robin that. Always a pain, but hey, you're just gonna slowly beat them over. Especially when you get those nice 40 supports that hit. Yeah. Alright. Rosa's hand is starting to get large. If they were to have a Canos, they could double Dark, absolutely shredding the hand up down almost nothing. And that's probably what they want to do, but now that Rainbow Robin's been revealed, we'll see if they actually go with that as much as you might think they would want to. Bonding another Lysynthia. Okay, so they added Lysynthia to bonds with Sigurd, and then used Leaf Skill to bond the Seliph from hand. Flipping that for the plus 30 on defense from Sigurd, and likely going to kill Peony. I don't think Peony matters at all, but always nice to get rid of it. Yeah. Alright, does Roy have the Canos to double Dark? Bonding a Roy. Okay, yeah, makes sense. They're not going to punch you ever. That card's not helpful. There's the Canos. And now's the question, are they going to double Dark, or are they going to go for Lilina draws? Because that's pretty much going to be the main idea behind this. Okay. They're going for the Lilina draw into the Canos, the Darkness. So Canos should swing... Roy stack here. Okay, this encourages Sigurd to die, technically. Doesn't really matter, though. Okay. So now they have a Lilina stacked here, but Lilina's not going to hit this without a crit. And now the, Canos that you stacked is... Okay, drawn to hand because Roy, right. Not a huge fan of that turn. Mainly because deploying Canos in the backline doesn't overly matter because, well, they can just, they have a ranged MC. They're just going to punch him anyway. It does protect you from the Sigurd hit, I guess, if Sigurd was to punch, like, go aggressive and try and attack. And the stacking there, I personally just don't like it. I feel like Canos in the front line would have been a better idea. And legitimately just going for the double Dark. But, it's whatever. Alright. Yeah, and yeah, you have the Canos dodge, so I guess that worked out for that. But yeah, cool, you flipped one and did kind of nothing just to get a Canos dodge so he could stick around for this turn. Technically you traded out Eliwood for Canos dodge, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of that play. Because Roy needs to hit things to get advantage. The main way he can also get advantage is just causing your opponent to go minus with Darknesses. But You need a third body right now to be able to really take advantage of Roy plus Kana stacking for either the draw power from Lilina or the darkness to discard. Right now, they don't have enough bodies to really take advantage of either system. Um, and yeah, they just need the bodies to start taking advantage of the darkness emblems and the Lilinas. Even with the fact that Rainbow Robins are around, I would still say darkness is still probably your best bet. Just because you need to make them go minus. You need Lysynthia to have a small hand, otherwise they're just going to be constantly doing yellow things to unflip bonds and stuff. Yeah, but the issue with that is then Lysynthia's going to be able to kill Canas, and then you can't constantly darkness. It's just, eh. Okay, Roy stack. Likely going to try and kill Sigurd here, would be my assumption. No, Canas stack. Weird ordering, in my opinion. Wait, you stacked a Roy? Okay. And now you're Canas stacking. Okay, I feel like that would have been better in the opposite order for the Canas stack. Just because, they've shown that they're not really dodging with that. Granted, they could have just not dodged it last time, because it was getting pulled into the front line and Canas could swing it. I just feel like Banjo is spinning wheels in a weird way, because, oh my god, that's the third class change they've had, and their deck hasn't even reset. What the hell? Okay. We have Unifier Leaf and Sigurd out now. And bind the CP. Oh yeah, I should mention this. Technically, I would almost say that LIS Roy might be better into this matchup. Solely because, oh, actually, you lose the range access, and that's a lot, but your hand is just never big enough to really take advantage of this Roy's skill. Because if your hand is small, you just don't have the option to be able to grab what you need when you need it. Well, LIS, or not LIS, HR is able to do it from top of deck. So if your hand is ever stuck at very small and you're never actually able to get the your hand big enough to choose cards, HR is technically better, just because you have more options. You're not limited into what is currently in your hand. You have the option of the top 3 cards of your deck. And the AD attack is not really super helpful in this because your objective is to make your opponent low on resources. Either hand or bonds, something. You need to punish them for trying to set up. Which is why I was saying that, like, hey, spamming darks, really good fucking idea. But it's just not happening. There hasn't been enough of them. And Lysynthia, I would say, is pretty much set up. Still having 2 orbs, 5 cards in hand, and this board legitimately is just in a wonderful spot. And Lenoan? Yep. Lenoan and Deirdre on flipping two bonds, and then Lysynthia immediately flipping up round one face down to draw a card. Um, yeah, Lysynthia set up at this point. Don't really see a way out for Roy unless he was able to deploy something and then like hit three Lolina supports. Um, and I just don't see that happening in this situation. You haven't darked enough for Zephiel to be a true threat, in my opinion. It might blow up something, but it's not a huge game finisher at this point. Um,
Yeah.
it's an annoyance, in my opinion. Oh, they had a third Sigurd 5-4. Or fourth Sigurd 5-4. Of course they did. Okay, never mind. Actually ended up being much better than I thought. Um, what? Yeah, there was
Hello.
no support. Oh, hello. Oh,
This is still game one.
yes.
Oh, I have like a glitch.
Alright. I mean, this game is pretty much over, in my opinion, anyway. I don't think anything really matters.
Oh yeah, this is not good.
It's been not good from the start. The one time they actually stacked darkness, they got punished with Rainbow Robin, and then they haven't stacked darkness again.
And
Um,
they have two in hand right now.
yeah.
Tough.
And then they've just been avoiding things like that. I feel like they need to pressure more with darkness, and then went into Zephiel, but they didn't. Um, Pretty much as soon as they got hit by Rainbow Robin once, they kind of stopped being
Yeah,
able to
playing
pressure.
hot potato. He wasn't playing that game.
Yeah. Because Lysynthia here is just going to pretty much clear board, and then it's not going to be super good. That was probably one of Banjo's best turns, just because they were able to actually hit some Lolinas. But we'll see if they're able to keep it up at all.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Lysynthia isn't buffing, though. Critting.
She's
Okay.
doing that, and then she's going to use her CP to take out the Canas.
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. I mean, it would be a lot of dodges being burned here, so makes sense.
Okay. Elliewood works well. Um, Canas, okay. It's been long enough that now darkness is a threat. They've drawn enough cards that spamming darkness probably isn't the best idea. Okay. They're
They,
going.
yeah, they just want. Oh, they do stack the darkness first.
No.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She has a Rainbow Robin in hand.
Yep. It's been too long that now Rainbow Robin is pretty much way more guaranteed. If you spam darkness early and just keep hitting them, they're less likely to have that stuff. Just because, hey, their hand is just smaller. They've not as set up, and now they're gonna dodge it. And now Roy didn't even stack. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Rainbow Robin, she would have gone down to 0 orbs.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's technically the second Rainbow Robin that's been hit, but Lycynthia's no longer spamming her draw because no does not have enough black bond or brown bonds, but
Yeah, this hand is kind of awkward to play. She has to bond the male Byleth, probably. then play the hobby. Oh no, or wanting the hobby to
Point.
draw, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the first 3 turns was Sigurd CCs. Like, she had 3 Sigurd CCs. But yeah, you
Oh,
never technically get rid of the Byleth because you need the +30 to survive. And you have Lysynthia that can hit Canos and Lenoan that can try and hit Eliwood if need be.
yeah.
But
And
I
I'm
would say,
bonding hobby just to flip for draw. Makes sense.
and I would generally say Eliwood might actually Canos is now an 80. Actually, he won't be because you'll be drawing one. So yeah, Eliwood's the
And
bigger issue. Um, Eliwood,
Rosa has Rosa has a Plumeria in hand, but she decides not to deploy it.
um,
I mean, yeah, there aren't too many deploys at this point. Lena doesn't do anything because zero bonds. So does feel.
yeah.
So the only thought is
It's also
Illywood.
if they have another Rainbow Robin, they could be trying to encourage another Darkness stack by sticking at around 5 cards. Um,
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
just because there's no reason not to, and being at 5 will encourage them because obviously, hey, hit one Darkness and Knos gets buffed. You should go for it.
Yeah. So the Illywood manages to survive. That's pretty good because now I actually Lenore was going to die anyways, but
Yep.
um,
Lenoan doesn't
still
really matter in this, but it is helpful. Um,
just Roy is gonna hit that attack probably. See, would be 90.
or technically, what they can do is pull and get Knos to kill it. The reason why I say this is because that means you're not going to darkness as much, and you won't.
Yeah, I
If you're
was
not,
talking about Roy hitting the Lysithia since
oh,
she will have he will have the Illywood buff. That's 90 or 90.
yep. Yeah, or you can get Eliwood is also a fine option if you are going for the darkness spam. It's just, are they going to do it? Are they going to commit to it?
I think he's thinking about it. He does have red in hand.
Yeah, probably. Um, Knos?
No stack.
Well, this is part of darkness spam. Because if this was double darks, um, but it's not. Uh, it is Lilina
Shut
into
up, stack
Knos.
Melina.
Yep.
Oh, he only has Melina. Okay.
Well, it's also because you're stacking it this way, so you can draw the Knos dodge and Knos crit.
Yeah, I was just thinking if he had like two Melinas. Because he doesn't have a good stack option for Rai.
Tap deck, top decking. Yep, gonna crit that
Oh yeah,
because the Lina.
that wasn't top deck.
That'll encourage the dodge. Roy should now stack something. Um, and now they're 90 on 90. And there's the dark,
Yeah,
which
that's
adds
the
up.
Robin.
Yep, that's the third time.
Alright. Is Robin yeah, the top deck of a card to your orbs. What did Rosa do? I think she just drew.
Well, no, they did it add an orb, but you add an orb and then you take the orb immediately, so you effectively just draw.
Oh yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
But they did hit add orb first just to show it, because the darkness does happen before combat resolves or the
Yeah,
thing
and then you
rolls.
take that orb immediately. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Well, I was confused because I'm seeing like the last orb be this, and then I was thinking she would take the last orb, but
No, no,
no.
add orb technically adds to the top. I think because hey, no one really uses it, or like no, it doesn't really matter the ordering too much.
Self, okay. She doesn't have another self in hand. So. And that's a miss. Oh, yeah, pick up. And then she can Holy War. Yeah. No, that's a lot of dodges.
Yep. It is now Zephyl is your only out. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not grabbing more. If they're only... Yeah, there's the fourth
There
dodge.
it is. There we go. Give me one
Um,
brown,
yep, they're...
two brown.
Yep. So they just increased their dodges by 4. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's another dodge and orbs. So this is very stable for Rosa. Where's Zephyr in retreat?
There's one Zephyl in Bonds as well. Um,
Yeah, I can see bonds with that glitch.
yeah. But, yeah, this is just straight up not a good position for Roy. They were not able to pressure Lysynthia early enough, even with the early Keat and all that. Honestly, I would say this is a time when you actually wanted to go second, technically, in this matchup, just so that you have the extra card. But it didn't really matter too much, in my opinion. Um,
You know who would kill in this situation?
are you gonna say
Patty.
Pat? Yeah, Patty. Patty is an exception and not considered in most things. Alright, well, we have a Rainbow Robin in Bonds, so hey, got that going for you, right, Banjo?
Yeah, just go ahead and Darkness Emblem. Surely there isn't another one in hand.
Yep. Canos is gone now.
But no brown bonds, so no draw. I move back, attack. Which one is it? Gonna be attack.
Yep. I mean, they're going to get rid of that. There's no reason to keep it on board. Now they can technically get Lysynthia to run. This forces Roy into using his skill every turn. His hand is so small that he can't really use it effectively. Um,
And Roy still is free until it isn't.
well, Roy needs to hit. Roy needs to hit to get any cards in hand, and he needs cards in hand to use his skill. So if he fails to hit you 2 turns in a row, he's kind of just out of gas. The issue is good luck actually having enough dodges to not get hit 2 turns in a row. But if it happens, Roy's just goes, oh shit, now what? Okay, so they're not even bonding, they're just using Roy's skill.
Yeah, they stack Alina, and yep, that doesn't have dodge.
Yep, going for the
Yeah.
one of the things that wasn't grabbed back with Holy War, and all that.
Well, if I was Rose, I would probably start swinging.
Uh,
Honestly.
Banjo did a mistake on their deck reset. Technically, should have actually. Yeah, the Lilina should have still been in the support zone when they drew. I think.
Oh. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because Lilina's end of combat. Lilina might actually go to retreat.
So what?
Okay, now I actually have to search this
Law?
up. Because Lilina specifies at the end of combat, if your unit killed, it's not the normal on kill draw. So its timing is different. So I'm not sure if it actually goes to retreat first or not. So time to find this out. FE Cipher rule.
I assume like her skill finishes before.
Nope. It's weird.
Yeah, scoop makes sense.
Automatic execute support skills for both Support skill. So automatic adds the support power. Yep. Death blow, Godspeed evasion. Perform the special automatic process. That's crit. That's evade. On destruction. On not destruction. End of combat. End of combat step. Perform the end of battle steps as follows. Automatic process. Move the cards in the support area of both players to the retreat zone. Then a dash, an addendum to that rule is apply the executed support skill that says at the end of battle instead of moving this card to the retreat area.
Oh.
So she has an amended rule as a at 18.6.1.2.1 specifically says you draw while she's in the support zone.
Wait, who?
Lilina. Lilina, they added a specific extra little rule. So they had their general rules and then they added a -1 to one of the rules, specifically saying that Lilina draws while she's still in the support zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Lilina, they technically did fuck up their deck reset there. It doesn't matter too much. Lilina does go to the retreat. If you go to 0 after her draw. So
we in the game we have Vala versus Obero, and we have the immediate Hisame.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Hisame turn 2. Wonderful for Vala. Just is safe, is wonderful. They're not swinging, likely afraid of the Obero dodge into main promo idea. Alright, we got the automation swinging backline. That hits.
I'm getting the way better support here.
Now it's, do they swing the Hisame? Are they just in a standstill?
I would say you don't swing this, right?
Yeah. Generally speaking, the idea is you don't swing if they're at 2 bonds. If they're at 3 bonds, you can start swinging. Idea is simply you don't want to give them their promo a turn earlier. But I'm going to say it's not looking like it's going to matter too much here.
Turn 3 status. Yeah, this is the optimal anti-aggro hand for Vada.
Yeah, I'd say almost bridge might be a bit better, but this is also pretty good. This obviously does force them to deploy their archer into the front line, which is, hey, always nice. So Vala's not swinging because the idea behind it is as soon as they swing the Obero, Obero is going to crit, or Obero's going to dodge, and then they're going to get main promo, and then they're going to draw a lot. So the idea is just don't hit the Obero. On the other side, the Obero is not trying to hit Hisame because Hisame will allow them to promote earlier. Granted, at the same time, if you're doing nothing with that turn, Hisame allowing you to stall for a turn is also worth it sometimes. So they still got value out of the Hisame for that turn where nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah, lose-lose situation.
Exactly.
Almost.
The only way is it's not a lose-lose situation is if you're just a ranged MC and you just shoot the Vala. Cool, you're into the main line, I'm just gonna hit you.
Okay, so like Crom we can just push away.
Yeah, or you have like something like Crom, which on CC can move units or other things like that. For the most part, though, it is a very genuinely good idea. And there we go. We are immediately going into Vala. Their boundless is not set up.
Yeah, it's just Corin.
Yep. It's just the card they just got. Because they didn't bridge, their boundless has nothing. Which is why generally bridging still can be better than the Hisame play. But not mattering too much in the end in this case. Also, I would say almost swinging with Vala would have been the better idea into the Obero, because this turn, Obero could crit here if they had it anyway. So that means they're going to be using their 4-3. You might as well hit them almost. At least that's my interpretation of it. But going by this, it's now confirmed that Rosa does not have main promo. Uh,
Yep, it's 3 cards steep in from this position. So
and there you go. There's a perfect turn 6.
she could zero banish and then get all of it soon as that.
Yeah, Setsuna. Yeah, I guess Setsuna is the second best 3-cost archer Rosa's running. Yeah, Rosa already knows it's over. Um, in
Yeah,
this
GG, no
situation,
problem.
there's almost no. Oh, and there was the Ryoma.
Yeah,
And there's the
yeah.
three
Good game.
bullets. Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
over.
Good game.
Um, 2 dodges plus Azura about to set you up, and Ryoma for next turn. Um, Oboro just has no way of beating that. Just straight up.
Yeah. Even if overall curves well, it's still a hard matchup for her to win.
Oh yeah. Oboro is bad against anything that has a few survival tools. Um, like technically speaking, Oboro's best matchup versus what Banjo brought is Micaiah, and Micaiah even is generally considered a winning matchup, but it's just dependent on how many Micaiahs you have. You just have to mill until if you have 3 Micaiahs at the start of turn, or at the start of the game, you're generally in a good spot. If you have 2 or 1, you're in a not so good spot. All right, Roy into Micaiah.
Yeah, I've been practicing this matchup lately, and because I have that glitch, this is actually gonna be pretty educational for me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Tiki Bond into Moralibus. Moralibus always what you want to generally have for Micaiah in this matchup. Usually deploying it this early can be questionable. Actually, no, it
Still,
does
but
drop you. It drops you to 5. Never mind. It stops you from the early darkness, meaning that the only thing you're afraid of is the Keat. And if you have Freyr, well, you're not even afraid of the Keat. Um,
yeah, Morales is great since she brings the hand down
yep,
to set up Mikaela's draw, and she also blocks Darkest Emblems and the Zephyrs.
yep. Yeah,
Great card this match.
Mira is a darkness and Zephyr counter. People that say that she's there to stop Henry, she's not.
No,
She stops Henry for a turn, but Henry's just gonna go. Okay, sure. One turn we can be at peace. All right, Roy selfing. Always good for the Micaiah. Oh, Roy critting. Micaiah dodging with a main promo. Uh, this does activate Ray, making him a 40. And that gets the Lilina hit. But so far there have been no Keats, and there's the self. Double self, so still hits, but hey, not a bad spot.
if there wasn't Lilina, she would have keyed it here.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think critting was a little bit questionable because even if he hit that, he didn't have anything good to stack. Right, so
Um, fair, but yeah, actually, yeah. If you don't have anything good to stack, it can be questionable. But Micaiah's going on no promo here. Um,
this is turn 2. Oh no, bridge, yeah.
yep. So that attack is questionable because that is 30 into a 40. I guess they were going for the Mage Emblem on hit, which is yeah, sure, all right, but didn't like it. Um,
Oh, Rosa's on Roy. Yeah.
yep.
I thought it was the other way around. Makes
No.
sense.
Rosa
Rosa didn't
has
have.
Roy and Oboro right now, and Banjo has Micaiah and Roy. Um, okay, this hits. They have another 4/3 Soren dodge. Okay, they are
They have, they have another one.
really just trying to stall this out. I'm guessing there's a Murr in hand, which is why they were willing to not promo Roy.
No, they're not anymore.
Okay, then I'm very confused at why they were going for that. Because promoing would just be because you're not guaranteed that key to upgrade Faye. All right.
I would have bridged you in this situation.
I mean, if they're trying to get more pressure, but Micaiah is definitely in the driver's seat so far, considering Roy didn't keyed at all, and um, Micaiah didn't get overly punished. Yeah, she took 2 orbs, but she's still in a position where she can start drawing cards because she was able to dump enough low costs and got Soren to dodge tank for her, and can now just do basic control. Roy is not in a good enough spot to. His hand isn't big enough to really take advantage of 5-4 Roy. Um, that Roy is
Yes.
also in a not good spot because of that. So yeah, Roy does not like small hand. Micaiah's fine with it.
Perhaps Rosa was trying to go lone hand just in case for the Soren, but probably a bit too early anyways.
But with all the Soren, like as soon as the Soren crit, you can just go, okay, I don't think there's going to be a dodge. And Micaiah does not get hit here because there was no Roy stack. And
Now
they
he's dead.
Roy stacked and drew it back. Doing this at the end of turn pretty much just gives the plus 80. Technically they did stack, they just didn't do the counter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Banjo is a very good hand right now. He can play Jill turn 4 and also Soren turn 4.
Yep.
Or Kunaga.
I don't think there's going to be a Soren since they've already gone through 2. 3 of the main promo has already gone. 2 from crit/dodge and 1 from support. The chance of there being a Soren is nil, almost. If they had it, yeah, sure, go for it.
They do have it. They have like
Oh,
all the plays they want.
okay.
And
Then yeah,
but they
there.
decide to Jill.
Yeah, if they have a Kurth in retreat, this is by far the best. Soren's only good if their hand is at 4. In this situation, like it's a good control and it's a good fuck you thing. Always, but this is by far the most aggressive play. This will start giving Roy cards though, since he desperately needs them.
Yeah, deploying the Soren assumes you can like give him orbs, but
Yeah.
Soren doesn't hit, so
And the Micaiah drawing 2 cards this turn from Jill and Kurth. Also putting her in a great spot, and that's a magic emblem. Oh, Soren 5-4. Yeah, that's not super helpful. You actually want that thing in retreat for the most part. And there you go.
yeah,
You
so
got 3 good hits. But now Rosa has probably most of the options that they want to either be stack or deploy. So yeah. Do not heal here with Kurth. It would be my suggestion. But they are doing it anyway. They're going for the most aggressive play they got. Stefan. And as long as they have, I would say, 2 dodges, they should be fine here. Even if they were to Zephiel rip one of those dodges away, that's still only 2 other hits after that. And as long as they have 1 dodge, they're generally good. But still, it's always questionable going up to 6 because that turns Moralibus into a nothing card. Alright, Kana stack.
what do they stack?
I mean, it's just Lelinas and Darks. 1 Dark, and then the rest Lelinas would be my main suggestion. You want to do the Dark first.
Yeah, I think that's the best option.
My suggestion would actually be even to put the Darkness on Peony's attack. Or even Faye's attack into Jill. Pretty much hit them Dark immediately, and then try and Lelina draw the rest of the attacks. They're undoing the Kanas.
Changing their mind.
And Roy's skill. Moves a card from the top of his hand. So they're using Roy's skill instead.
You attack the mirror? Probably.
Mirror's a fine option here. Um,
And then,
yep.
yeah.
Because that means Peony can attack, and they have the darkness, so this hits, they get the dark,
Yeah,
and
they have to kill her first before she can continue the darkness.
yep, and they're dodging this attack. So now they've dodged, Canos is active. So at this point, you want to use Canos' skill to stack 2 Lulinas, and you get Canos to swing.
I think swing. Yeah, you sack Alina's. Yeah, and then
Yep.
Peony can kill the mirror and draw.
Yep. No, Peony can't draw with Lulinas. Your
Oh yeah,
objective is to stack 2 Lulinas. Um, you want, technically speaking, you would want Jill to die first, before Kurth swing. Actually, yeah. You stack 2 Lulinas, you get Faye to attack Jill, and then you get Canos to attack Kurth. You do it this way for 2 reasons. You obviously want to kill Jill before you attack Kurth for the -10 that he would get. You want to specifically stack the 2 Lulinas, so that means you're threatening the draw of the other Lulina. And you want to do it in that way just so that there's not a 30 support, and even if they dodge, you still get the other Lulina draw. And it's just more consistent. There's, yeah. Because Kurth is more likely to get a 30 support than Jill. But, okay. There you go. And where's your support again? It's the Lina, and now they should be drawing that Canos that they put there, I guess. So, I guess they got a Canos. If they dodged that, though, it would have been rough. They would have had to burn the Canos by getting Peony to attack Moralibus. Not the hardest thing, but just an inconvenience. And there's the 30 support, and there's the self.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they do have the crit, since they just got it. And there is the dodge. So now, unless they have a Peony crit, Peony should be just dealing with Moralibus, which isn't even what you want to be doing with in this turn anymore, but you got to deal with her.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's left for her to do.
I mean, hey, if she was to get a Roy 5 support, she can be useful. But yeah, generally speaking, her only job there is to kill.
I guess X-Ray would kill the Kurtnaga. Right, yeah.
It's a 40 support, bringing her up to 80. Or, technically speaking, her swinging Micaiah into that support is a 50, bringing her up to 90. But you're never swinging Micaiah in this situation.
Hello, who's there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, please.
I'm jumping in what I assume is game 3 or 4.
Game 3, but yeah. And we got the Aggro Stefan play. They're just gonna go for game right here.
We love Stefan.
Stefan.
Yep.
I think Roy dies' turn.
Yeah, most likely. If they didn't kill Jill last turn, they would have had an extra untap on Stefan. Alright. Are you gonna dodge that? You selfed?
DC?
Banjo saves the game.
Destroyed. Hasn't said anything. Maybe she's only gone for a second.
Oh, there's the dodge. Alright. So now Micaiah is going to growth and untap the Stefan.
Where does Stefan get the +20 from? I can't read his skills right now.
Peony.
Peony, oh yeah.
His skills are pretty much whenever your MC growths, untap. And if your main character is level 4, he's undodgeable against non-MC. So usually in Micaiah he's very good because he's just a straight up 2 attacker. If Jill is on the board, he's a 3 attacker though. So he can quickly get stupid
Yeah,
and
that's true.
aggression.
Good game.
It's just usually Micaiah doesn't
Good game.
use the aggression.
Dead to Makai or crit.
Yep. The crit doesn't matter there because they can always curve back a dodge. So cool. They just saw that the Roy had low dodge, so might as well go for it. So now we have Banjo's Roy versus Rosa's Obero and Roy.
It's a Rhymer.
Yeah.
I see we had the Lysithia war crime committed early.
Lysithia was first, and it was into Roy, and then Roy just couldn't kill her in time, and then she was completely set up by like turn 4. It does very much help that they were able to clash change Sigurd 3 times before deck reset. Each time the Sigurd died, but it just kept coming back.
Yeah, and they did have Rainbow Robin like 3 times as well. And then the Holy War came in. She got 6 dodges or something back in hand.
Yeah,
and
5 dodges, and then it was just folded. And then the Obero versus Valerie game was folded on turn 4.
Yeah, no promo.
No promo Obero versus Corin that had Hisame and Silas and main promo and Ryoma.
I don't know. I think Obero wins those.
Oh, totally. You know what? I'm gonna hit stop recording.
I like it can sometimes be weird as well.
Yep.
Like when I switch from Wi-Fi to cable,
Yep.
it sometimes just disconnects me.
That's standard because technically your router might change your IP address locally, and then things can go funny. That one's not too much of a surprise. A lot of programs actually will do that, or will like disconnect
Really?
for a moment. Like a lot of game launchers, when you do switch internets like that, will disconnect for a moment. Lackey just isn't as good as reconnecting because it's fucking 10 years old.
I guess most programs just recover from that pretty quickly.
Yeah. Lackey
didn't
can.
care.
Mine usually does because I have my home computer set to a static IP address in my house, so it can never change. Whenever my home computer is on, it is always the same IP address in my house.
Roy mirror.
Yep. Well, that would be the smart thing to do here, because Rosa's 2 decks are Roy and Obero, and you have to fight a Roy. So, do you want to fight a Roy going second, or do you want to fight do you want to fight a Roy as Roy going second, or do you want to fight a Roy as Obero going second? Because you just have to assume that you win the first game, going first. So, what do you want to play into Roy when you are going second? That is the thought process, and it, well, let us hear.
Wow, Banjo leggy glitch, my leggy glitch. I can't see his hand.
Yep, because they're a new person. But now...
It works when I change tabs, but once I click somewhere, it just goes away.
Well, Lackey Glitch, it works by giving you access to everyone who's currently in the game. By making you just visible to everything. If someone new joins, you won't be able to see them. Just like how if you load a deck and then someone joins the room, they won't be able to see your retreat. It's the same sort of idea, just in a different way. Anyway, So Banjo hit a key right away. And not dodging well, that was a Lena swing, so they're not stacking top deck. So usually that's what you'll do, because hey, it's fine. But now Rosa is in the back seat already for this game, which never is a good situation to be in. All right, they are promoting into HR and hitting the darkness.
Ooh.
This is just Banjo's game to steal so far. And so far they are doing it.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yep. Alright, Mur.
Yeah, Rosa also draws an HRI.
Yep. I mean, legitimately, I think HRI was the better choice for game 1 for Banjo to do. Just because their hand ended up being so small. And HR does not care about hand size, but hey, there we go. Got another darkness.
Now they're even.
Well,
I
yes.
mean, in terms of darkness albums,
Yeah.
Banjo's still ahead.
Okay, dodging. Or no, that's still the darkness. Taking the orb. So their orbs are the same, and once they hit pass turn, right now they are equal. They're gonna bond to go back down in hand, but they'll be up a bond. So yeah, Banjo is technically just slightly ahead, just because they have first turn priority at this point. And sticking with HR for a bit. Perfectly fine choice. Works well. Loot will probably be the support choice here, if anything. Yep.
They don't have main promo, but I think Kana's Stonefall is probably better anyways in this situation.
Well, HR is a good backup promo because he plays the exact same playstyle. He doesn't work as well with Canos and a few other cards that Set 22 Roy really does well with, but he has the same playstyle of abuse supports. So he's perfectly fine and a good option here.
Yeah, like he's comparable.
Yeah.
That's why I think if you bridge turn 3 and then main promo turn 4, you kinda
You don't get a lot.
It's like it's a mini tiny change.
Yeah.
That's
You don't get a lot, but yeah, they're very similar. They want the same thing. They just do it in slightly different ways. They're both good options. And that's why it's matchup dependent. There's a few ones that you stay in HR, and it doesn't really punish you. It does slightly, but not enough for it to really matter. Anyway, so now we have Roy. He's stacking a card, probably going after Canos here. Yep. And Darknessing.
Yeah, Rosa just did what I was talking about. She promoted from HR right into main promo. Which, based on her head, is okay.
Yep.
She doesn't have Canas 4, so makes sense.
Rosa didn't draw with Roy, I think. I might be mistaken, but I don't see it. Oh well.
She might have, yeah.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, because it was stack the Lena swing and then just pass.
Yeah,
or
Van's
stack
turn
the
and
darkness.
Banjo drew. Yeah.
So are we looting because we don't have main promo?
Well, you want to loot just so that she's higher attack, so she can hit. And if
loot.
I just meant a loot on field at all with such a low hand size.
Yeah, probably. Well, it also works because you can Roy stack your top deck into loot to get the card. So loot has good synergy with HR Roy because you get to choose at least one card you're drawing, which is wonderful.
I think loot and Canas together are also pretty funny since you can basically swap cards with retreat.
Yeah. The biggest issue with that one though is you can do it, but you're limited to only mages, and that's the big downside of that.
Yeah, and you miss out on the darkness and magic Lilinas.
Yeah. But yeah, Loot's alright. She's never. Loot is one of those cards that is always a good option, but is likely never the best option. It's kind of stuck in the same territory as Nino in that way. In Roy, I personally prefer Nino, just because she's better on board. But Loot is a lot better in the support zone, which is where it's more likely to happen. So they're both good options. And Nino used to be way more common than Loot, and then it slowly got transitioned to more Loots, I think. I might be mistaken on that, just because I used to remember Nino being a lot more common in Roy. Alright, and they ripped out an Elliewood, so not too helpful of a pull. And there's the Roy stack. They should likely just be killing board with Roy and Peony, because why the hell not?
No Canas dodge.
I mean, there's one card in hand.
There's only one card in hand, so.
The chance of a dodge is just, yeah. Oh, no draws.
Oh yeah, I guess Peony would have hit Canas if he decided to dodge. Makes sense.
Yep. Oh wait, they're fucking HR Roy. The Zephiel Rip can't even kill anyway, even if there was an Elliewood on board.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the Elliewood to move back, and then drawing. This I'm not forgetting.
Yep.
Zephiel is my favorite base 100 beat stick.
I mean, Flip 2 is expensive. But good lord, is it a good skill. 1, 2, yep. Roy, reveal top 3. Nothing that good, but you got loot. Loot is passable.
Plumeria?
Well, no.
Plumeria, right?
It's just doing that just for flip 1 draw. I would have got that swing into Peony. But it's not the worst idea, I guess. Double Dark?
Just realized I'm playing Plumeria. It's a rare edition.
I wouldn't say it's super rare.
Roy usually runs at least one of the fairies. What fairy they run, it's a mystery.
Yeah. Okay, so they're trying to darkness them down so that Zephiel can't that Canas will hit. The main reason why this is odd is why aren't you attacking Peony for these attacks? I guess so that you can backline jail Roy. But it's just kind of funny.
Speaking of, the Zephiel did not die. The Zephiel had a dodge.
Yep. I mean, that's fine. You caused your opponent to lose 3 cards in hand that turn. But your Banjo's hand is so small that Roy's going to hit the Lilina draws, which is, well, the only way Roy gets cards, so, hey, not great. Harma? Right, okay, cool, doesn't hit anything. And even if it did, it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is now might be Rosa's game again. Just because this is a lot of decent beat sticks.
Yeah, like the value difference between 5-4 Roy and 4-3 added up now at this point, I think. And
except, yeah, the thing is 5-4 Roy probably wouldn't have actually helped Banjo really at all. It would have given +10 on defense, which hasn't been relevant. +10 on offense, that one has been. The range doesn't matter. The stacking from a different location actually has been beneficial, I think, to be 4-3 because their hand has been so small. So legitimately the only real benefit would have been +10 attack for a worse stack.
Reasonable, yeah.
Like, I don't think there's been a huge benefit or cost to going into 5-4. And in fact, now that Zephyl is in the backline, you want to stay as 4-3. The reason why you want to stay as 4-3 is you're immune to Zephyl destruction. While he is ripping a card out of your hand, which is not good, your opponent is still flipping 2 for that. So, yeah. Like, if Banjo top decks a good Zephyl, like, legitimately, if they top deck a Zephyl, they just can win. But the question is, will they live this turn? And we'll find out.
Yeah, if they rip the Roy here, they could have stacked that Lina.
Did they flip 2 for Lina?
Well, they flip 2. That's either for that's for Zephyl. Lilina didn't flip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they flipped 2 for Lilina. I got very confused.
Yeah, but once again, even if they were to rip out Roy, it at least doesn't destroy the Roy.
Yeah.
Like.
But it removes the dodge.
Yes, it's.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying backlining the Zephyl doesn't make super huge amount of sense unless they had a Eliwood in hand and they could guarantee it. That's 80, 90 attack in total. This does hit. So that's what the Roy stack gave, I guess. Because that's the only reason why you would do that.
Banjo is here.
This
hits. Him being HR also means he just casually go down to 0 orbs.
Yep. The Roy self.
Oh.
I
think she has
Yep. You want to crit that because you're going for game here anyway.
Good game.
Okay. So yes, in the end, technically that 10 attack probably was something that mattered because they would have been able to kill Zephyl. Yeah.
Alrighty, game 5.
You said it would be Roy Obro?
Yep. Those are the only 2 decks left, and the Roy is going first.
Rosa run a Keating Obro, or?
Most people run for Keats in it because there's no real reason not to.
Yeah, she has.
I feel like I've been seeing a good amount without any recently.
Are you sure it's not just? Wait, I haven't seen any. Who? Who?
Yeah, most people will always run them because there's no reason not to, because the Keat is just good because it can make you just draw cards randomly. And if you deploy it on board, it's a 60 attack beat stick. That's just generally good because you're running so many attack emblem archers that can hit. And it's
the only
one
ones
for Kaze.
Yeah. The only ones I think don't run it are like the Medius version and Flyer Oboro.
Yeah.
But aside from
I think I've been seeing too much Flyer Obro lately, actually.
Who have you been playing that actually?
I wasn't playing it. Sometimes I just spectate random games.
Because even when I did some more Flyers in Oboro, I still ran the Keats because it's legitimately just increases your bond count by 1.
The Innis Burrow I got from Luca for Potluck did also not run 1+1 Kanas.
That's multicolor. That's different.
Multicolor with the 4 purple Innis, and that's it.
Okay, fair. I mean, hey, technically Rosa's Obro is also multicolor.
Okay, back to the game. Rosa hits attack emblem on. That's enough. So that was a free hit.
Yep. But we got the darkness spam here. And that's a +10 on both the other ones. And yep, the dodge.
Yeah, it's a promo.
We love turn 2 Obro.
But now this should be clearing backline because, haha.
A lot of darks, but this one doesn't do anything.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, allowing them to turn 2 promo sometimes isn't the worst, but yeah, if you're going for the keats, it can be good because if you hit the keat, well, you're just rewarded massively. The issue is now
We
they
did
did
not hit the key.
Yeah, the issue is now that they did not hit it. So
Now
Yeah,
they're being
Rosa's
punished for not hitting the key.
Oh yeah, Rosa is the one who runs the Ash.
yep,
I forgot.
yep. Well, he is the strongest archer in the game at cost 3. He is 70 attack. He is just Setsuna, but +10.
And plus 10 on defense.
Yeah, but that one doesn't really matter too much. Kanaw's promo.
There are 3 Kanas. Interesting.
Are we looking
It is a
no
choice.
bridge?
He does have
It is
bridging.
a choice, if as long as there was a choice.
It is a choice. He did have bridge.
This is actually really good, though. They actually hit the raw Elliowood to move the automation and can kill it. Like, it actually ended up being great for them.
I think it's better too because if you bridge, you also like lose a dodge.
Yep.
And unless they have a lot of one cost in hand, Rosa, which they happen to not have,
And they've
doesn't-
also now stacked a 30 on defense after hitting another darkness. Discarding the Ryoma.
That's the second time they've discarded Ryoma.
they have another one, but yeah, I would still
They
keep a
start
couple.
the game with 4 Ryomas in hand, and they're just milling through them.
The 30 support probably won't matter because Obro will likely attack first. Oh, they did
He
draw
basically-
it. So they now have a Plumeria in hand, maybe. Because they technically accidentally healed it. What do you got for your turn 4 play, Obro? Takumi. If you can
We
Takumi
spitting out
deploy,
Ash.
hopefully, because that's their only real play here. Ash, yep, they actually had it.
Yeah, the other 2 cards was Ryoma and Choran. So it explains why she discarded the Ryomas
It
because she
does.
had both
Oh,
combos.
Son, you just have Lackey Glitch. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I've been wondering this entire time.
I just don't like going off of it because I don't like.
Yeah, like they can see it either. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
I
They can't-
understand.
They can't key it off that because Ash is not white and Kana is old keep, which is color locked. Was that a Plumeria support?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Logs don't say so.
No, it was Mur. So that means they do have the Plumeria in hand. Whether or not that'll be useful or not is yet to be seen. Technically speaking, if they were to get the Plumeria on board this turn, it would be very much worth it. But you're not doing that because
Would it be worth taking 3 more swings to face non-pro mode?
Yeah, no. It was more of a if they had promo last turn, it probably would have been more. Actually, no, because then they weren't getting the Plumeria because they got it off Kana's skill. Never mind. Yeah. Oh, that can be quite
We're
helpful.
pulling the Ash.
Yep. No, you are pushing the Obro.
Oh, that makes sense.
Let them CC on enemy face. Haha, if she had bonds. But
Yep. Push the Ash or push the Obro. Where was the support?
That was a Takumi dodge, or
Yep.
West support.
I'm not sure, but whatever.
I don't think she supported. Okay.
Or she's got it.
Yeah, see. There was no support. Yeah, support before that was the automata. So,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
even Banjo was confused, so okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, and now they get the draw for killing Takumi.
If Takumi dies. No.
Yep, he does. This does mean Ash is locked into the front, which means Ash is not getting his plus 30 for swinging.
Oh, that
Yes,
works.
But he will be swinging straight into Ganasa's face.
yeah, but only as 40. This is the punishment for Ash is technically stronger, but he is less consistent because he has to hit enemies in the front line, which kind of means his 2 to 3 range doesn't matter because he's only ever hitting things in the front line.
Yeah, he has better stats, but he's less flexible. Like, cannot be just routed by the other.
Exactly.
Oh, was that flip to buff Ryoma?
Yes. No. Yes. Great.
Why? Okay, yes, they did flip to buff Ryoma.
Isn't it just +1 though?
No,
Because
it's plus 1 per ally. It does not
is it really not?
say. It does not say white allies. No.
Oh, okay.
So are we tapping Oboro this turn?
That was a useless dodge, Banjo. You didn't need to dodge it. That was only 50 attack, but good for you.
Reading.
Because now
That's
this
hard.
is the attack that you wanted to dodge. But now you might not have one. Oh, nope, you did.
Oh,
Okay.
what is his hand size? I can't see anything right now.
His hand is 5.
5. Okay.
0 orbs, 6 cards now.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're against Obro. You have no reason not to, like, take all the hits unless there's non-hit effect.
Meanwhile, Oboro's sitting in a nice 3 orbs.
Yep, 3
You just
orbs,
take
2 cards
early.
in hand.
You just take early, so Kaze can't like pressure you to draw.
There's the Plumeria.
Yep.
No Momoli this turn.
And Plumeria is likely going to go after Ash. Because why not? They could get a 10 support as you hit.
I mean, I would tap move back because they can just, if they, if they kill the Ryoma, then it's fine. But if they decide to kill the Takumi, then
Well, they need
tap
to
move
kill the
back.
Takumi to tap
Peony's
move
front
back.
line too. Is that if Plumeria doesn't hit the Ash?
That would be my assumption, because you need to get a hit to get anything to actually happen. You have to kill the Takumi before anything can happen. My assumption is they're going to get Roy to kill the Takumi.
Yeah, Peony swings first.
Okay, so
He only hit the 10.
yeah, this would have actually hit though if Plumeria did the attack. Unless they're saving the Plumeria attack specifically to sack Elliewood, then there's no reason not to get Plumeria to swing first there.
Yeah, I think Peony's better swings though because backlining Peony's probably Plumeria is probably better.
Yeah.
Because if she's just in front line, Rosa can just clear her and then deploy the Melancholy in from hand with Ryoma.
Meanwhile,
That's fun.
meanwhile, Rosa might be getting punished for that flip 1 for the Ryoma buff because she is down to 2 cards in hand and cannot Oboro next turn.
Yeah, they were going for a more aggressive thing, just trying to finish off the Roy because no, Rosa, it's 10 people total, so 8 spectators. 8 spectators does not mean no one can join, because that means the room is only at 9 people at that time. Yeah. Okay, so
we hit that raw.
80.
We hit
that
those.
That killed.
That is an option, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is an option. That's not one that
And
should.
Kanos hits the Obro because no cards in hand.
Yeah, and we have the Lina for the draw power as well.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best outcome here.
That legitimate Banjo just luck stacked the shit out of them. X supports are nice, but they're not. They yeah.
When Roy
Like that
stacked
one's
earlier, I actually thought that Roy was gonna stack a was gonna stack a dodge to make Plumeria hit.
I mean, you can. It's just not
that one was
great.
random, right?
Yeah, I think it was random.
That was just a raw one.
Yeah. Okay, that is a
Crazy.
very dead Plumeria, but honestly, I would say Banjo's probably fine with. Oh, hey.
Dodging.
I mean, if you dodge for this, that means Setsuna is more likely to swing into it instead of Roy or something else that matters. A dodge
Yeah,
for
that
anything
makes
is a dodge
sense.
for Roy.
Yeah, but also this way that maybe you want to dodge with
Oh,
this so you can deflect.
Obro gets to draw two new cards.
Yep, but they're bonding both the Korans, so whatever they draw is not great in this situation. That Plumeria just almost pretty much, as long as they have one Roy. Okay, yeah, there you go. Banjo won. Pretty much, I think. I don't think there's going to be too much opportunity more for Rosa to be able to stabilize after this. Because Roy
Yeah.
is stabilized. Roy is going to be now just clearing board and winning. With Plumeria staying
Are we gonna
around a
see
turn.
Zephiel? I see that cheeky Zephiel for the win.
I don't think Zephiel is a good play here.
It's okay, probably.
Technically speaking, in my opinion, their best play is Elliewood. Because you want to flip one for Kanos double stack, so you can actually draw cards. And if you were to deploy the Elliewood, you start stacking Lilinas. Roy and Elliewood both clear the board. Kanos swings face, and pretty much your objective is just to draw cards slowly. There's the Elliewood.
And there's the Elliewood.
Animer, cool.
Animer.
That makes it even better. Because the Mur can hit face. The question is now, are they going to use Plumeria and Peony to clear board, or are they going to try and double stack Lilinas and get them to clear board while drawing cards?
We are buffing the Elliewood.
Why?
Push
I guess that works. Yeah, that.
Because if he clears the archers, then over comes minus.
This means Mur can clear board, I guess. Not the worst opportunity. I just think there was a better one, but they are doing the double Lilina.
I would have waited, yeah.
Oh, Lilina Plumeria.
Yeah, to draw a crit.
Yep, they're going to try and draw the crit, and going after the Setsuna. Setsuna dodge. Yep.
Yep.
So there is 30 support on deck. Okay, Roy stack, perfectly fine.
Attempting to draw again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely there's not two Setsuna dodges.
Okay, now they're going to draw the Plumeria, and now Plumeria can punch Karagi here. Because if this doesn't hit, you at least have the crit. But statistically, it should hit. Unless Plumeria selfs.
If Plumeria selves, that's what the crit is for.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, 30. It's not crit. It's not selfing. It also means that Obero can't clear the Plumeria, which means now Plumeria.
Yeah, tap move back.
Oh, tap move back.
Yeah,
Obero's two best plays are just illegal. They can't. They can't Korin and they can't Ryoma. Those are Obero's two best options of getting extra cards in their hand, and they can't do either of them.
And it's also not likely there is Ryoma Mamui in hand with 3 cards in hand.
Yep.
I think there's only one thing that Rosa will do. Just like pray, I suppose.
Takumi is the next best play, right? Because he'll just push everything in the back line.
Yes, because that does push everything into the back line on Banjo's turn, which means everything is in the back line, including Roy. And you could even deploy the Takumi in the front line, kill the Kanos, and then get the push to happen. If you wanted.
are we doing?
Right. That's wrong
Oh,
retreat.
are we
I
just
think.
counting Roy's?
Yeah. So usually taking cards out of your opponent's retreat, not the politest thing to do. Hell, even rearranging your opponent's retreat can be to some people.
Yeah, if Banjo has no dodges, then Rosa can win here.
Yes.
That's
Does
what.
Banjo have no dodges? Were there some in bonds?
I don't know. I can't see his hand at all.
I don't remember them bonding any. They might have bonded one. But I don't personally remember any.
I think you just go for the Rosa. You just lose other anyways.
I mean, it all depends on if she has an archer with a crit.
Just Kaze.
Oh, she had Kaze in it? Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, I think just go for it because you just die out anyways next turn. There's like no way you live
I
next
think
turn.
I think it mostly depends. Did Banjo max out on HR and toolboxes to run 4 of each, or did he do 3 of each?
Don't know. Usually you would run more HR, I think. I would say 4 of HR, 3 of Toolbox, in my opinion.
Oh, I think I was told to run 3 of each.
It's a personal opinion thing. Because I think HR is just better. But if people think Toolbox is better for certain situations, then yeah, they're going to try and do more of that.
What is Banjo's hand and deck count?
Banjo's deck is 4, retreat 28, hand 4.
His hand is also 4.
So yeah, they're going for the Kaze crit. I don't.
Well,
They're trying to go for crits into face. I don't think they should have deployed the Karagi.
yeah, they don't have crits anymore.
70. This doesn't hit. That's 70 into 80. And I'm going to assume you didn't have the cost 1 crit.
Nope.
Yeah, Karagi.
Maybe there's a Karagi crit?
Nah, they don't have it. Yep.
Nope, we're
that's
calling it.
Oh no, they're bonding.
that's-
Okay.
and then draw.
What's Hogoro doing?
Killing Elliewood? Yeah, double self.
Terrible supports.
Maybe everyone is just going to self next turn.
I mean, they're gonna get fucking Plumeria to clear Karagi, and then just get everything else to fucking hit face. And if Plumeria fails to kill the Karagi, Peony's gonna kill the Karagi. This is just how long can Karagi live against fairies?
With
I
a
mean,
one
if they
card
really want Karagi gone, that Mur is just right there.
Yeah, well, it's just about doing the cheapest thing that you can. Like, I just say swim with Plumeria first because she's the least consistent, and Peony can do something else. Plumeria here only has one job, kill Karagi. That's the only thing her attack will ever be useful
There we go.
for.
You could be really cheeky, and if you have fairy dodges, you can just start swinging face.
Yeah.
I assume Banjo's counting dodges too.
I don't.
Banjo's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Okay. It's probably game anyways, but yeah.
Banjo is back. But someone needs to load a save.
There it goes. Oh, that's a loot. They deployed a loot.
Maybe we're cycling for those crits.
I mean, you really don't need a cycle for the crits, but yeah, it's an option. They technically,
Or maybe it's just an assurance to swing face. Oh,
no. What they could do is technically Canos, stack 2 fairies, and then loot discard 2, draw 2.
Yeah.
Because that'll give you both the crits for both the fairies. That gives.
I
loot
mean,
plus
Banjo
20.
doesn't have a retreat. Banjo just reset.
Fair. That is a 40 support.
We got the raw Roy.
No, that was Roy. They
Oh, was that a Roy stack?
Yep.
Yeah, this one was stack.
Peony buffing Plumeria.
Crit?
Into the
Peony
crit.
crit.
Well, they had the
Into a crit.
Well, they had the crit from last turn. Remember how they healed it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Good game.
so they had 2
Okay,
Roys. They might have had one. Actually, let's see.
Good game.
Did you have? Yeah, probably had dodge. Yeah, they had Royce. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, no, because they
One.
could have drew. Okay, 1. Okay. So
Yeah,
I
well-
asked that. I didn't think they had 2 because they just loot drew 2 cards and they drew for start of turn. Three new cards. Chances are one of them was a Roy, and it was. So they had 1 dodge for even if they were to have just deployed Kaze and crit using Karagi, that was not enough to kill.
Yep. Alright, so who did I predict to win this?
I didn't have anyone to predict. I'm pretty sure I had neither of these people here.
Anyway, with that, we're ending the recording. So yeah.